What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, I try my best to be transparent every single day, and it's been ice cold lately. So I'm gonna try to do better here today. We'll stay away from those player props because those all blew up yesterday. But the side that we had cashed, and we used the system. I shared the system with you guys. It's also active again today, along with a couple of other systems. So I've been up all night doing my work. I'm ready for a bounce back, and I'm gonna share some of this work with you guys. So like I always say, I'm just bringing you guys the info. If you want to go with it, go against it. That's up for you guys to decide. I have about 4 or 5 games I want to talk about this morning. First game we're going to look at is 501, 502, Denver and Washington. And real quick, shout out to the people in the chat. My guy Sam was in here first, even before the show started. D. Finney, he's in the building as well. He says he's 5 for 6 the last 2 days. Great work there. We have Saturated. He says, dang, you've been up all night. Yeah, I don't sleep a lot. I'm a guy who, especially when I lose, I'm trying to get it done. I'm trying to get to the bag. I don't like losing for myself, and I especially don't like losing for others. What up, Anthony? Appreciate you tuning in. My guy Boofer, what's going on? Matt, yes, sir. We up early. Ty Jim, what's up, brother? So let's get to it, man. Denver and Washington. This game opened Denver -6.5. We're now looking at sevens across the board. Total open 228.5, and we're looking at 227 as a consensus number right now. Injury report. I should have had this pulled up, but Denver was pretty clean. Only person I saw in their injury report this morning was Gillespie, and he's out. For the Wizards, I saw Kuzma as game time decision, and I don't think he's going to play. From what I was reading, it said his ankle injury is a little bit, more significant than what they were leading on. So I'm not expecting him to be out there. This situation is very similar to the one we had yesterday. And so let me bring this up. I will share the database. But really, you have a Wizards team who's on a back-to-back here versus a Nuggets team who is well rested. They had 2 days rest before their last game, 2 days rest after this game. And we know how we think about these teams. I mean, we played it with the Hornets too. You see this has been cashing time and time again. And the Hornets weren't even a favorite. They're an underdog. But it gives, when you get time to rest like that, more than 1 day, it gives you time to work on whatever you're doing wrong. Usually it's a little bit of defense. And when you have 2 days rest after the game, you can go all out. You can give max effort because you don't have to turn right back around and play again. So here it is right here. And let me fix up these dates so it can show the one that was active or that is active today. So you see right here is active on the Nuggets and Wizards. We cashed on it yesterday with the Celtics and Kings. And you see it's been winning a good amount in a row. But exactly what I said. Road favorites with 2 days rest before and after this game versus an opponent on a back-to-back. This dates all the way back to 2007. Those teams are 17-2 straight up, 15-4 against the spread. They win by average of 15.3 points per game. So it all makes sense to me. Like I said, we just cashed with it yesterday. Nuggets healthy as they are. Wizards a little bit banged up and unrested. Got to rock with the Denver side here. If I just look at last 5 game stats, the difference here, I mean, Denver hasn't been playing much defense. That's kind of where they've been lacking, but the Wizards haven't been either. Both are bottom 10 in that category last 5 games. The difference is the offense, and the offense is going to be even more poor. They're already a bottom 5 offensive rated team for Washington last 5 games, and without Kuzma, it's only going to get worse versus Denver, who's top 5. So I like that. And the way you win by margin in the NBA, you shoot the 3 well, you defend the 3 well. Nuggets are top 5 in both of those categories on the season. So I like it. They're also a really good rebounding team. I think they get the job done here by margin. Let's take a look at a couple of the comments. I'm doing my best, Todd, trying to be as consistent as I can be and hopefully provide some winners along the way. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's see. D. Finney says, man, last night took Boston under first half, won by 0.5. That was close. Glad you won. Boofer said Washington fizzled out last night too. You can see that again here. Longer the game goes on, more advantage towards Denver. So it wouldn't be a situation where I take them first quarter or first half. I would just ride it for the full game. What up, Adrian? KC? What am I? I'm not asleep on here. I'm good. I've been up all night. I ain't been to sleep yet. But what's up, KC? And Sean, I appreciate you tapping in too. So let's keep going here. I do want to talk about a few more games. We knocked out the first one. And at the end of all this, I'll do my best to answer any questions anybody has to the best of my ability. So next, and you're right on time, Casey, because we're gonna talk about your boys here, and I'm annoyed with them, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see tonight. 505, 506. We Golden State versus Dallas. It opened Warriors -1.5. They're now a 2-point favorite. Um, Total open 233.5, and we're now looking at 234.5 here. Injury report for Golden State. It looks like Draymond Green is game time, but he's likely to play. Kevon Looney, same deal. They'll be without Iguodala, Ty Jerome, Gary Payton, and Andrew Wiggins. On the flip side, we have Luka game time decision. We have Kyrie game time decision, and it's no guarantee that either one of those guys are gonna go. Morris game time decision as well. So I should have pulled this up already, but it is a little bit of something that's active here. Maybe I'll just read this one out. So the concept here for this one, if you guys want to see it on the screen, let me know, and I'll also put this one up there. I just didn't have it prepared already. The concept of this one is you wanted to play on a team that's been on a long road trip. They started off bad, like they lost the first few games, and then they finally got a win. They turned things around. You want to back them to end the road trip strong. That's kind of the concept here. So, and I'll just put it on the screen because it's a little bit difficult to just explain and not see. That's the reason we have this here anyway. So let me just go over here to my trends. Yeah, attorney, get your drink ready. It's gonna be time for you. Let's see what she's saying here while I go ahead and pull up some of these trends. She says, grabbing my drink. I'm annoyed too. I think Steph props he's going to have to will us to another win. I am, however, happier with the lowering of Lamb's minutes and uptick in Kuminga minutes. Well, it's because Kuminga is a little bit healthier now, right? Darren says Mavs if Kyrie plays. Well, let's see. I feel a little bit differently. I'm going to look towards the Warriors side here, and I'm going to get it up on the screen now. Click it here, and this system is active since 2017, as you can see. So, and again, I'm gonna play with it a little bit on the screen, just show you guys the thought process. So, show you guys that it's active here. Again, this is since 2017. So they lost 3 straight games on their road trip. Then they finally got a road win. They're on the road again. Those teams are 18-7-1 against the spread. They're only 13-13 straight up. They're an average of a 3.5 point underdog. So that's why they're covering and not necessarily winning. So let's look if they're a road favorite in this situation. And you see right here it's active on Warriors and Mavericks. If they are a road favorite in this situation, should get better here. We're looking at 7-1 straight up, 6-2 against the spread. They win by an average of 9.88 points per game. And again, it's going to be active because the Warriors are a 2-point favorite. So I think it's a situation where they finally got the monkey off the back. They won on the road by a decent margin, even though it wasn't that impressive. But they finally did it. Going up against a Dallas team who's been struggling as well, a Dallas team who's unhealthy. As bad as the Warriors have been, I look at the last 5 game stats. They are the better offensive team. They're top 10 compared to Dallas, who's bottom 10 in that category. The only thing is the defense hasn't been there. And I don't know necessarily that I expect it to be here, but I do think that they can outscore them in this matchup. And the Warriors have been the better rebounding team. So just looking at the query, thinking about if it makes a little bit of sense to me, I think it does. So I'll roll with the Warriors here. I'll play the money line. You can play the spread or money line, depending however you like it. But at -130, I still think there's an edge. Let's see if the comment section disagrees. KD, what up, brother? Appreciate you coming in. Darren says he can't back Golden State against Kyrie. For some reason, he balls against them. He does have good history. Casey says she likes her boys today. I like the accountability I heard after that sloppy win. Okay, I like to hear that. Boofer coming with his system play says Dallas second half is the best edge. That's obviously with Luka and Kyrie in the lineup. Fair enough. And Katie says Miami, New York under 230.5. I don't think that's the number unless it's raised about 10 points today. But we will get to that game. That's one of the games that I want to talk about here today. Anthony says taking Warriors on the road is scary. It absolutely is. But like I said, they got the monkey off the back last game. Mavs haven't been playing well either. Defense is agreeing. So hard to trust the Warriors, but we're gonna do it here today. If you don't agree, you don't have to. I mean, I'm just bringing you guys some information, see if it makes sense to you. I'm letting you know if it makes sense to me, and just where my money will be at today. Brett, what up, bro? Appreciate you tapping in as well. All right, let's get to the next game. Um, Next game I want to talk about here. It is gonna be that Miami and New York game, and I should have been putting the banners up, but I guess I can do the banners now. I'll go back in. I've been slacking. The banners, it just doesn't look so good when I put the stuff on the screen. So that's why I've kind of didn't do the banners today. So next game, we're gonna look at Knicks and Heat. I know this game opened around the 220 mark. It was up to 223 and a half shortly before I started this show. Let me just get back to my odd screen. So yes, it opened 220. It's up to 224 and a half right now. So it does keep rising. It opened Miami -2. That really isn't going anywhere. Let's look at the injury report here. For New York, they are healthy. Miami, Kyle Lowry's game time. You're looking at Caleb Martin, game time decision. Cody Zeller will be out of this game. And this is one where it's a lot of different things I was looking at that I like. Number one, the Knicks, I can pull this up on the screen, but it's easy. I don't really need to. The Knicks just gave up how many points to the Timberwolves? They didn't even have anybody in the lineup. No Anthony Edwards. We know Towns has been out. They gave up 140. They gave up 42 first quarter points. When I was listening to Coach Thibodeau's post-game interview, they were asking him a lot about defense, and he was just saying pretty much it was non-existent. And you know the kind of guy that he is. He's a defensive coach. So after giving up 140, after allowing 42 in the first, I think that's going to be a point of emphasis in this next game. And I just typed it into the query, looking it up. Knicks, after allowing more than 120 points in their previous game with their opponent rested, they are 11-4 to the under so far this season. 7 straight unders in a row. The average total was 225 and a half. So I like that angle as far as, Nick's going to come in here and be more focused and play a little bit more defense. I also I just looked it up, and shout out to my boy Chris. He brought this to my attention, just a specific situation. Knicks as a road dog on the front end of a back-to-back. They're also 5-1 to the under so far this season. Average total was 225.9. Stayed under by a little bit under 9 points per game. And then I'll pull up this query on the screen for you guys to see. And this is another one that we've kind of been talking about and dealing with. And I think I even mentioned it a little bit earlier. So this one's a little tricky. So let me just go like this here. All right. Pull this up on the screen. And I might have to get rid of that banner. I can do it. I'll do it right there. So this one is saying pretty much since 2018, you're looking at a home team who had 2+ days rest before this game and 2+ days rest after this game. It gives teams more time to work on their defense, and they can go max effort, just like I say on a lot of these games. 149 and 99 to the under. That is 60.1%. The average total was 223.1, which is very close to what we were looking at today. I know it says 221 here. That's just because I didn't refresh this. I already had this one pulled up and ready. But maybe let me hit refresh here. Unless it hopefully doesn't change to the other thing I had at the top, because that's why I have the screen halfway showing. But it should update to the current total, everything. No, it doesn't. So still active on this game. And it says about 60% edge to the under. And if we want to look a little closer, let's say, what if it's and I didn't even type this in before the show, but I just want to check after All-Star break in the same conference. Let me just see if that improves it or doesn't. So somewhat about the same. Makes it a little bit less, smaller sample size, but about the same. So I like that for this one. That's what I'm rocking with. New York, Miami under. Neither team really plays at a fast pace either. Knicks really good defending the three. Both teams bottom 10 shooting the three so far this season. Everything just lines up to me for under in this game. And shout out my boy Noli knows you right on time. I know he loves those unders, and I'm gonna help you make them great again today. I got a couple on the board. So this is one New York Knicks, Miami. The current number is 224 and a half. I would take it under. I bet 223 and a half, but I'm not. I mean, it's going up probably just off recent performance with the Knicks defense, but I just think it's going to be a concerted effort to change that around today, based on what I explained earlier. Let's look at some of these comments before we keep moving on to the next game. Let's see here. Defending Miami and New York opened up last night with 221, now 224 and a half. Absolutely right. This game, I want to say we'll talk about that game next. So, Hunter, just hang around for a little bit. We'll get to that one next. KD likes Randall under 26 and a half points tonight. Fade him off of the big night. We'll see how that one goes. Brett says, how are we feeling about Knicks first half? It is better. It is better at the house, but it's been good, house or road. And the one thing I'll say is I'd probably take the first half if you like the Knicks, just because one has been their road, two, they're on the front end of a back-to-back. So if this is a game that's getting away from them, they could pack it in and just save their energy for tomorrow night, which also would help the under. But yes, if you like the Knicks, I would get in and get out. And last 5 game stats say they've been the better offensive team and they've been a better rebounding team. If they can just fix up that defense, which I think they will, they can be live. So can't talk you off of a Knicks first half, Brett. Adrian, Skee don't fall for the Warriors. Didn't Saturday show you enough? This team sucks. Yeah. All right, I'll say this, Adrian. I'm thinking they got the monkey off the back with that last win. If they don't get it done here, I will not be backing them on the road. You have my word. Let's see. Finney is good news that the number one up. If you like the under, is with me on the under. Well, I like getting a better number, but the market is liking it for a reason. I just disagree with however people are thinking there. Darren, yeah, I hear you on that. Let's see. Bobby, he says he loves these early shows. Keep doing them. I'll do my best. I just tried to change it up, see if this one, people liked it a little bit better. So I'm glad to hear that you do. And if you do like the show, hit the like button for me. It does help me out. And if you see anything, suggestions or, anything that you like, let me know in the comment section after the show. I do read them all and I take them into consideration. I want to make the show better. I want to make it what you guys like. I'm doing this for, not just to talk to myself. So I appreciate all input that you guys have, and I'm glad you enjoyed the early show. Hunter says, do you have to pay for that website with all the data or just make an account? You can have a free account. It's just you can't save the trends. If you want the trends to pop up daily, you have to pay for that, and you pay by the trend. So, yeah, you can still use it daily and just type it in. Let me see. Didn't really want to talk about this game. Maybe I'll save question and answers for the end. I want to get through the games I was kind of focused on here. It's really supposed to be just early look show, but at the end I'll get to some more question and answers if it's about a game that I'm not currently on. But I have to say, I'm not looking to take the Spurs. They're absolutely pathetic. Appreciate you, Boofer. Justin also in the comments says Skee was good. Watching from the start now. Appreciate you as well. And Darren, he says Klay Thompson under his total points. Didn't really look specifically into Klay, but appreciate you shouting that out. Let's keep going here. Let's see. I think we have 2 more games that I really was targeting, and I'll do my best to get to them. Let's use these banners here to help me out. I was slacking on the banners to start the show, but let's get to it. And yes, the next one is Sixers and Bulls. Let's get to my eye screen and see what it currently is. It did open Sixers minus 3.5, still sitting at 3.5 right now. Total open 222, and it is anywhere between 221 and 222.5. Injury report here for the Sixers. I see Harden, game time decision. I see PJ Tucker, game time decision. For Chicago, it looks like Caruso is the same deal, along with Javonte Green. But Javonte Green is more likely to play. So I didn't pull this one up, but I can. This one is it's a couple different concepts here. And if you've been around for a little while, you'll be familiar with them. Number one, these teams just played within a week, and the first meeting went under, way under. I mean, they played two overtimes and still couldn't get over the total. So the bookmakers obviously adjust this total down. And when we see them do that, during the regular season, it's about a 62.3% under trend since 2013. And if it's a conference game after All-Star break, it improves to 64.8% and it's went under 9 of the last 11. So if you guys want to see that on the screen, I will pull it up. I just feel like, I talk about that pretty often, but there are new people who come in the show. So it's that if under, just looking at recent performance, both teams bottom three in pace last 5 games, both teams top 5 defensive rated teams in the same span. And I know Philly, really good defending the three. I just look at the lineup, Beverly, Caruso. I feel like that's helping out the defense over there. And I like it. Slower pace, another under game. I'm looking at the Sixers side as well, though. And Noli is agreeing with me, says, yes, if they go down, they're telling you what to bet. Yeah, we rolling with the bookmakers, Noli. On the Sixers side, they lost the last 2 matchups to the Bulls. One was without Embiid. They did lose the last one as well. So it's a double revenge spot for the Sixers team. Road favorites in a double revenge spot. I have them as 68.3% winners straight up, but also 59.5% against the spread. This is dating back to 2018 with an average line of -4. And if you look at, just neither team is extremely rested. Both teams less than 2 days rest. The against the spread record turns to 77, 46, and 3. That is about 62.6%. And the average line was -4.1, which is right around, what we're looking at for today. So I like that. Last 5 game stats all favor the Sixers. They're top 5 offensive rated team, defensive rated team, rebound percentage. Even on the year, they're number 1 and number 3 as far as shooting the 3 and defending it. So all of those things is how you win by margin. They don't even have to win by too big of a margin here, just a couple of possessions. So I like the Sixers and I like the under. And again, if you guys did want to see it on the screen, I will put it up, but just trying to be a little bit time efficient because I didn't have it ready. So let's look at a couple more comments. Justin is shouting out some action that he's on. Said he stepped on the Heat -125 and the Lakers -104 early. Said he's looking for some more action. Casey, let's see. Oh, she's talking about Clay's points, 21.5. Said it's ballsy, even with how much Clay's been struggling on the road. Chad likes Sixers first quarter. Can't talk you off. Think they'll come out focused for sure in this game. Ronell, appreciate you tapping in. I know you at work, and hopefully you have a good day. Everything's going well with you. I know you haven't been able to be around as much, but I appreciate you and look forward to when you have more time to come back around. Baseball's around the corner. We have a good time during baseball. Chad says they're 9-0, I believe, against the Bulls. Let's continue to. Oh, they can't be 9-0 because they just lost the past 2. Oh, he's talking about the first quarter. So he says the first quarter. They're 9-0 in the first quarter against the Bulls, their last 9. So appreciate you shouting out that information there. D. Finney says it went under a few days back when they played. Won that one. Maybe the same thing tonight. Absolutely. That's what one of the systems is rolling with. And Noli says he uses that same kind of idea in college. And Noli is the Undertaker. That's a guy you want to be. If you like an under, you want him on your side. Boofer says Sixers rubber band game. Absolutely. What's going on, Matt Ryan? Let me see a couple more comments before we keep it moving. I have one more game after this, and then we'll get to questions and answers and just a recap and best bets, etc. Katie asking about the thoughts on this matchup. Ask me again at the end in case I don't remember, because it wasn't one of the games that I was focused on like that. Larry, I appreciate the kind words. It's always great analysis and great content. If you feel that way, hit the like button for me. It helps me out quite a bit. Darren, he says he thinks Sixers win by 6 or 7 and get the cover. So Sixers and under are the way that I'm liking in this game. It looks like a good amount of people in the chat like that as well. So love to hear it. And hopefully we can cash that ticket at the end of the day. Last game, as far as the ones that I wanted to target, as far as early looks and share with everybody. Let's move the banners. I'm getting in the rhythm now with the banners. I was slow on to start the show, but we're getting there now. 519, 520 Phoenix heading into LA to take on the Lakers. Open Suns -1. I'm sorry, open Suns -2. We now see the Suns -1. Total open 227.5, and it's now up to about 229, 229.5 at some shops. Injury report. We'll look at the Lakers. They are without Mo Bamba and LeBron James. Anthony Davis, game time decision, but likely to play. Phoenix Suns will be without KD and will be without DeAndre Ayton. So couple of big misses out of their starting lineup, and this one is fairly simple. I could pull up some trend or whatever, but I just feel like it's a must-win situation for this Lakers team. The way that the West is stacked up, I should pull it up here. It's like everybody between 6 games and 11 games, they're only separated by a few. I'm gonna give you guys specifics here because I just pulled it up. So the difference between the 12th seed and the 4th seed is 3.5 games. The Lakers are currently in the 11th seed, a half a game behind the 10th and 9th, 1 game behind 8th and 7th. So this is a must-win situation for them. If they're trying to make the playoffs, etc., which I think they are, I feel like they've been showing some heart most of these nights. And this is a game they have to have versus the Suns team who hasn't been playing good basketball lately. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games, I believe. You can and obviously when you say that and you look at last 5 game stats, everything favors Lakers. Offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage. The Suns team is a team that can shoot the three very well, but the Lakers, they're number 2 defending the three on the season. So I just feel like it's way more important for the Lakers than it is for the Suns. The Lakers are at the house. The Lakers are as healthy as they can be right now. I think they get the job done here. You can call it a homer bet or whatever if you want, but must-win situation for this Lakers team. Um, Phoenix being banged up how they are, no way, and playing how they played lately, no way I could encourage them to win this game. So give me a plus price. I think it'll be minus as soon as Anthony Davis is rolled in. If you like the Lakers, go get them right now. Let's see. Casey says we on that snitch baby today. You know what time it is. He gonna show up today and we're gonna get the job done. I'm not taking him personally, but we're gonna take the Lakers. She says she likes AD over 26.5 points, and she likes his rebounds over 13.5. He should have a big game. Biombo should not be able to hold Anthony Davis. So can't talk you off of that. And Alfonso saying he likes Timberwolves team total under 122.5 and Hawks -5 today. So appreciate you shouting that out. Now it's that time where I've gotten through, pretty much all of the games that I wanted to talk about here. So before I do a recap, before I do a best bet, it'll be time. If anybody has any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Or if you guys want to shout out bets, feel free. It's a lot of good information in the chat. You guys are great cappers too, and that's why that's what I love about the show. I want to include you guys because you guys are awesome. So I'll take a second to look in the chat really quick. I know I did get a question about that Timberwolves and Hawks game. So let me try to pull up whatever notes I have there. Like I said, I didn't look too closely into it. And I don't even have do I not even have a note sheet for this? Oh, there we go. It should be here. That's how you know I kind of threw this game away, but I'm gonna do my best to help you out here. And I don't even see my note sheet. Atlanta and Minnesota -4.5 for Minnesota. Total open 240.5 and now 241.5. Let me just look at who's actually playing for Minnesota tonight. Anthony Edwards is game time decision with his ankle injury. Noel is game time. Carl Anthony is game time. So Towns trending more towards playing a little bit here. That's interesting. DeJounte Murray missed yesterday. He's game time decision for tonight. I would think he plays. And really quick, just before I start, let me just double check because I would like to have a note sheet, but I do not. All right, no problem. What I would say in this one is I don't trust the Hawks to play any kind of defense. So if it's Am I reading this right? If it's a game, the Minnesota Timberwolves are the favorite. So with a total like this in a hot game, all I'll say is I lean towards the over. I feel like they've been giving up north of 122 points fairly consistently for the past like 3 weeks or ever since the All-Star break or trade deadline. So if it's a competitively priced game, which it is, spread is lower than 5. And I don't necessarily think I agree that Timberwolves should be the favorite. So if I think Atlanta can win, they're going to win with offense, not necessarily defense. I would be looking at the over, and I would be looking at their side plus the 4 points. You could also think of it as even if Karl Anthony Towns does come back and play today, which that's probably why the line is like it is, he's going to be rusty. When's the last time we've seen him on a court? He's probably going to have a minutes limit. I don't want to be, paying a premium for that tonight with Minnesota. I don't want to be paying a premium for that, even if Anthony Edwards is playing, he's going to be banged up with his ankle. So I think Atlanta is the right side. I think the over is the right side. I guess if you put them together, that gives you Atlanta team total over. That is the best I can do with no note sheet to answer the question on Hawks and Timberwolves. Let's see. Justin says if your money's on Dubs, mine is too, minus 125. Let's take it to the bank. Casey says she's taking plus money on Steph over 4.5 threes tonight. Dallas has been decent defending the three, but I'm sure you have a reason to take them. She says Towns made them worse. Yeah, he could mess up the flow for sure tonight. JB says smash that like button. I appreciate it. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, like I said, it does help me out. And let me know what you like about the show in the comment section after. If there's anything I can improve, whatever the case may be, I would love to hear it and keep trying to make the show better for you guys. So I guess no more questions here. Bill says, should I keep riding the Embiid over? I didn't follow it last game. After the one game where he fell off, where they were blowing somebody out, I didn't go back to it. But I'm expecting this to be an under game. Chicago has been playing pretty good defense here. If I'm betting any player prop over, it's going to be Embiid. But am I running to the window to do it here tonight? I'm not. So can't talk you off, but I'm not running to the window to do it tonight like most nights, just because Bulls been playing better defense lately. Boofer says he might sneak there with the Lakers fourth quarter. Alfonso said 18-point spread. It's that time of the year. Yeah, and I'm still not going back to Spurs. I mean, not that Milwaukee's in my pocket, but no way in hell am I back in the Spurs anymore. I'm just done with that team. So I think that's it for the questions here. Just a quick recap of what I talked about. Let me pull it back up here. So recap or best bets, however you want to call it. I'm just going to share what I played so far, what I talked about today. Did I play them all evenly? No, I did not. Did I play most of them evenly? Yes, I did. There is a best bet for today. And obviously, most of you guys know I do work at Wager Talk, and that's where it's going to be. But all of the bets that I played so far today, Sixers, minus 3.5, Philly and Chicago under 221.5, Lakers plus 1, Golden State on the money line. I think it was minus 125 or so. Denver minus 7, New York, Miami under 223.5. And again, they are not all played equally. I do like one of them more than the rest, but I'm sharing as much information as I can share with you guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I always say, the show is not the same without the comment section. Best of luck on all your action today. We didn't get Rob Vino today, but he will be back with us again tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys then.